Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 4, Book 56, number 818. Narrated by Abu Musa. The Prophet said, "In a dream I saw myself migrating from Mecca to a place having plenty of date trees. I thought that it was Al-Yamama or Hajjah, but it came to be Medina, i.e. Yathrib. In the same dream I saw myself moving a sword and its blade got broken. It came to symbolize the defeat which the Muslims suffered from, on the day of Uhud. I moved the sword again, and it became normal as before, and that was the symbol of the victory Allah bestowed upon Muslims and their gathering together. I saw cows in my dream, and by Allah, that was a blessing. And they symbolized the believers on the day of Uhud. And the blessing was the good Allah bestowed upon us and the reward of true belief which Allah gave us after the day of Badr." Volume 4, Book 56, number 819. Narrated by Aisha. Once Fatima came walking and her gait resembled the gait of the Prophet. The Prophet said, "Welcome, O my daughter." Then he made her sit on his right or on his left side, and then he told her a secret and she started weeping. I asked her, "Why are you weeping?" He again told her a secret and she started laughing. I said, "I never saw happiness so near to sadness as I saw today." I asked her what the Prophet had told her. She said, "I would never disclose the secret of Allah's apostle." When the Prophet died, I asked her about it. She replied. The Prophet said, "Every year Gabriel used to revise the Quran with me once only, but this year he has done so twice. I think this portends my death, and you will be the first of my family to follow me." So I started weeping. Then he said, "Don't you like to be the mistress of all the ladies of paradise or the mistress of all the lady believers?" So I laughed for that. Volume 4, Book 56, number 820. Narrated by Aisha. The Prophet in his fatal illness called his daughter Fatima and told her a secret because of which she started weeping. Then he called her and told her another secret, and she started laughing. When I asked her about that, she replied, "The Prophet told me that he would die in his fatal illness, and so I wept. But then he secretly told me that from amongst his family, I would be the first to join him, and so I laughed." Volume 4, Book 56, number 821. Narrated by Said bin Jubair. About Ibn Abbas, Umar bin al-Khattab used to treat Ibn Abbas very favorably. Abdur Rahman bin Auf said to him, "We also have sons that are equal to him, but you are partial to him." Umar said, "It is because of his knowledge." Then, Umar asked Ibn Abbas about the interpretation of the verse, "When come the help of Allah and the conquest of Mecca?" 110.1. Ibn Abbas said, "It portended the death of Allah's apostle, which Allah had informed him of." Umar said, "I do not know from this verse but what you know." Volume 4, Book 56, number 822. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Allah's apostle in his fatal illness came out, wrapped with a sheet, and his head was wrapped with an oiled bandage. He sat on the pulpit, and praising and glorifying Allah, he said, "Now then, people will increase but the answer will decrease in number, so much so that they, compared with the people, will be just like the salt in the meals. So, if any of you should take over the authority by which he can either benefit some people or harm some others, he should accept the goodness of the good people, i.e. answer, and excuse the faults of their wrongdoers." That was the last gathering which the Prophet attended. Volume 4, Book 56, number 823. Narrated by Abu Bakr. Once the Prophet brought out Al-Hassan and took him up the pulpit along with him and said, "This son of mine is a Sayyid, i.e. chief, and I hope that Allah will help him bring about reconciliation between two Muslim groups." Volume 4, Book 56, number 824. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. The Prophet had informed us of the death of Jafar and Zaid before the news of their death reached us, and his eyes were shedding tears. Volume 4, Book 56, number 825. Narrated by Jabir. Once, the Prophet said, "Have you got carpets?" I replied, "Whence can we get carpets?" He said, "But you shall soon have carpets." I used to say to my wife, "Remove your carpets from my sight," but she would say, "Didn't the Prophet tell you that you would soon have carpets?" So I would give up my request. Volume 4, Book 56, number 826. Narrated by Abdullah bin Mas'ud. Sa'd bin Mu'ah came to Mecca with the intention of performing Umrah, and stayed at the house of Umayyah bin Khalaf Abi Safwan, for Umayyah himself used to stay at Sa'd's house when he passed by Medina on his way to Sham. Umayyah said to Sa'd, "Will you wait till midday when the people are at their homes? Then you may go and perform the tawaf round the Kaaba." So, while Sa'd was going around the Kaaba, Abu Jahl came and asked, "Who is that who is performing tawaf?" Sa'd replied, "I am Sa'd." Abu Jahl said, "Are you circumambulating the Kaaba safely, although you have given refuge to Muhammad and his companions?" Sa'd said, "Yes," and they started quarreling. Umayyah said to Sa'd, "Don't shout at Abi el-Hakam, i.e. Abu Jahl, for he is chief of the valley of Mecca." Sa'd then said to Abu Jahl, "By Allah, if you prevent me from performing the tawaf of the Kaaba, I will spoil your trade with Sham." Umayyah kept on saying to Sa'd, "Don't raise your voice," and kept on taking hold of him. Sa'd became furious and said to Umayyah, "Be away from me, for I have heard Muhammad saying that he will kill you." Umayyah said, "Will he kill me?" Sa'd said, "Yes." Umayyah said, "By Allah, when Muhammad says a thing, he never tells a lie." Umayyah went to his wife and said to her, "Do you know what my brother from Yathrib, i.e. Medina, has said to me?" She said, "What has he said?" He said, "He claims that he has heard Muhammad claiming that he will kill me." She said, "By Allah, Muhammad never tells a lie." So when the infidels started to proceed for Badr, battle, and declared war against the Muslims, his wife said to him, "Don't you remember what your brother from Yathrib told you?" Umayyah decided not to go, but Abu Jahl said to him, "You are from the nobles of the valley of Mecca, so you should accompany us for a day or two." He went with them, and thus Allah got him killed. Volume 4, Book 56, number 827. Narrated by Abu Uthman. I got the news that Gabriel came to the Prophet while Salama was present. Gabriel started talking to the Prophet and then left. The Prophet said to Salama, "Do you know who it was?" or a similar question. She said, "It was Dihya, a handsome person amongst the companions of the Prophet." Later on Salama said, "By Allah, I thought he was none but Dihya, till I heard the Prophet talking about Gabriel in his sermon." The sub-narrator asked Abu Uthman, "From where have you heard this narration?" He replied, "From Usama bin Zaid."